What's up, Ranger fans? My Renegade people. I need names. I need a name for my fan base here. What do we? What you guys are gonna have to come up with it throughout the stream tonight. That is your goal as a group is to come up with no. Daddy's Girls is not no. No 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 no. No 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 no. We need something. We need something else. You guys come up with it, but not that. I am Daddy Louie. I am 100% happy to be here. 150% happy to be here. 1000% happy to be here with you today on this beautiful Monday. It's snowing here, so it's not really beautiful. But if you are not familiar with me, if you are new to my streams, you can find all my content over on youtube.com/circle of nerds. Give us a subscribe. It really helps us out a lot. As always, thank you to Renegade for having me on stream. I am by no means a pro painter, but I hope that I am entertaining to you, and I hope that you find what I do helpful. And today we are painting the Dino Thunder Blue miniature. This miniature is not yet released. It is from an upcoming release. The miniature that I have is made of resin. It is cast from a. I think it's. I don't know this for sure, but based on my experience with these models, I painted. Matter of fact, I'll grab him real quick. Where is he at? He's right here. So if you missed my last stream at Renegade Con, we painted up the silver Space Ranger. There he is, looking mighty dapper. And he is also made of resin. And so based on my experience with these models, I think that they 3D print the models and then create the mold and then cast it in resin using the 3D models. Because you can kind of see some of the 3D printed swirls and stuff that you get on the models. So, but that's not a big deal. So I just like to let you guys know that this is not the finished product. This is not what you will be getting when you order this miniature in the future whenever they go up for sale. This is a resin version of that. So there are some imperfections. I do the best that I can to fix those before the stream, but alas, I'm noticing a couple. No, I'm not. That's not a mistake. So you don't want to look at my face anymore. You want to look at the model. So let's go down to the table here. Let's zoom all the way in. Those are the paints we're going to be using. And there is, that might be too close. There is the miniature. It might be a little difficult to see. It's kind of whited out from the primer or whatever, but he's holding his shield, which is super, super freaking cool. It's going to be a blast to paint this thing up. And then, of course, the rest of the model. It really is awesome. And I want to say this up front while I have a bunch of people in the stream, and of course I'll remind everybody again later. I have 3 more miniatures after this one and the other ones that I've got here. I have 3 more miniatures that no one else has ever seen before. So the last Monday of every month for the next couple of months, I'll be revealing a new one to you here on the stream and then painting it up. So a lot of this model is blue. There's actually not a lot of other colors in this model. So I actually thought about priming it in blue, but the only blue primer that I had would have not worked. So I opted to give him a soap and water bath, and then primed him in Games Workshop's Wraithbone spray. And then we're just going to have to use blue. And we're just going to have to do it quickly because it's a lot. So we're going to use a big base brush. We're probably going to get blue in places I don't want to get blue. We may just paint the whole dang thing blue and then come back to the other colors later. He doesn't have white boots. The only white really on him is the shoulder triangles. Actually, they're more like diamonds. Shoulder diamonds, leg diamonds here, which are not very prominent, I think, because of the cast. And you'll kind of see that when we start painting. Really, there's not a lot of other white. There's some white details on the shield and his balaclava on his neck, and that's really it. That's white. Everything else is blue with some splashes of gold. So we're going to use Calidor Sky. It is my go-to blue for Rangers. Billy and Space Blue, I think. I used Calidor Sky. I think we used something darker for the Psycho Rangers. So we're going to give this a... well, they have diamonds on their arms. See, I'm glad that you told me that because... And now I see them. And those must be white, too. The picture that I have pulled up, you actually... The way he's holding his arms up in the air, you can't see it. So you're saying all these diamonds on his arm are also white, like the diamonds on his legs. That's good to know. I might have picked up on that. Oh, that's a great picture. That insightful strike that you posted. Thank you. Nice 360 picture. You're absolutely right. Although that's quite a bit darker of a blue than what we're going to be using. That's almost like a navy blue in that picture. But I'm going to actually move this over to my... I don't like Macragge blue, and that's a personal thing, because I've painted about a gazillion blue Space Marines in my life, and so I just like Calidor Sky a little better, a little brighter, and we can always tone it down with some wash if we want to. For those of you that have been following me for a while now, you know all about my wet palette adventures. And so back in mid-November, I ordered a wet palette and from Sweden or Switzerland, one of those two. And it shipped, but I never got it. So I complained to the company. Company said it got stuck in Germany. Wait. 2 months went by. I still never got it. And so finally they said, we're really sorry. Let's send you a new one. So they said, wait a few weeks for that and let us know. Well, guys, today was the day. The wet palette arrived. I've got to switch over to my face cam. The wet palette arrived. But I did not have time to open it. Here it is. Woo! But, you know what else arrived? The first one that I ordered. They literally both got here at the same time. So I have two now. And so I'm thinking about auctioning one of them off for charity. Along with the old one, because some people apparently want my old one. So let me know. Let me know if that's something that you want to do. Oh, I guess we need to get back down to the table. All right. So I'm just going to start throwing this on there. I'm going to probably be pretty sloppy because time. I've also been getting a lot of inquiries about commissions. So I think that I'm going to start doing commissions again. I used to do it back in the day, but I don't want to do full sets. So like if somebody messages me and they're like, "Hey, will you paint my entire collection of Power Ranger miniatures?" I'm probably going to say no, just because I'd like to keep it to like, 2 to 3 miniatures per customer at a time, just because it gets overwhelming when I have like a log of a lot of miniatures. So that is something that I am considering doing again. Yeah, so a little bit about personal catch up since my last stream. So I was in the hospital for a couple of days, and I have to have surgery on Wednesday morning. So nothing that will take me out of commission for an extended period of time, but I'm pretty anxious about it. So tonight's going to be a good distraction. Streaming and hanging out with you guys. And as I'm painting this blue on, I'm really regretting not just priming him in blue. Trying to avoid some of these diamonds, but this is a number 3 brush, so it's really, really big, and it's really soaking up the paint. What I like about the Dino Thunder miniatures, especially this one, since this is the one that we're painting, is that the fact that the boots and the gloves aren't white, like the Space Rangers, for example. The Space Rangers, and minimal amounts of white, so it makes my job a little bit easier. I don't know what I'm gonna do for shade on this one. We may avoid shades and just do straight highlights. Inquiries about the calendar. No one has inquired about the calendar. Just you. But the other group that I'm a part of, Circle of Nerds, we got some stuff similar to that, Alex, that we're talking about. So definitely stay tuned. We've been kind of a little bit on a hiatus since the holidays, and then I got sick and have to have the surgery, so we're kind of taking a little bit longer of a break than we normally would have. But we've been having meetings and staying in contact, and we do have some cool, exciting stuff coming, so definitely stay tuned for that. Let's see. Yeah, it's really tough to get all of these. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate that. I'm realizing now that the picture, the reference picture that I pulled up for the model, the original one that I have, is a toy. It's a really good picture. It doesn't even look like a toy, but it's an action figure. So I'm gonna have to make sure that it's not missing any of the details from the show, specifically like on the shield. Right now I'm just really trying to get that base color on the model. I could be very careful with it. However, it would just take so much longer to get that base color on. So I just watered down the paint and I'm going to town. Oh, sorry, I got an itch on my nose. Let's see. So, yep. Hope everybody is doing good. I know it's only Monday. But my son and I are looking at his Pokemon cards to see what he wants to get rid of so I can send them over. What are you looking for specifically? Anything? Just energy cards, trainers? Yeah, so for people just tuning in, my son and I just started getting into Pokemon, and it's funny because we chose the worst time to get into the hobby, because with coronavirus and this year being the 25th anniversary, I guess more people are trying to collect, and it's making finding stuff very, very difficult. A new set actually came out on Friday, and him and I went to a bunch of stores, and we went shopping around, and it was just, it was fun spending time with him, obviously, but the experience of actually going to these stores and doing this stuff was not super fun. So yeah, that's why Alex was asking. So we, we'll talk about Elimination Chamber in a minute. So we have lots of energies and lots of trainers. We got one of his friends that he's buddies with, I guess, had a bunch of that stuff. So I think we're okay on trainers and energies. I think right now he's just trying to, obviously he wants sealed stuff just so that he can open packs. But he's also trying to get slightly more like valuable cards just so that he can have like stuff to trade, especially for the newer stuff since it's so hard to find. I don't know what color this comm thing on his wrist is supposed to be. I'm going to have to look that up. I'm literally just going to paint the whole thing blue. I was trying to, like, avoid it, but because there's spots that... Just going to make this easier if I just paint the whole thing blue. Did we come up with a name for my community? No, we did not. I think we should call it AEW is better than WWE will ever be. That should be the name of my group. I'm really just giving you a hard time. That's cool too, Alex. whatever. Like, I'm definitely not at this point because of the current situation and trying to get stuff. It's I won't complain. I call it binder bling. Oh yeah, binder bling. That's fun. You want to talk about hard to find cards? You should have seen poor Max Mofo. What is that? He spent over a year opening packs from a certain set to find a rainbow Charizard. He finally got it by opening 500 packs. Oh, I see. Oh, that's his morpher, not his communicator. I knew that. Totally didn't know that. Alright, so I need to let some of this blue dry. Just checking to make sure that it doesn't dry thick. I gotta get some paper towels. AMA while it dries. I don't even know what AMA stands for. I probably don't want to know. Can't wait to see the model for Dino Thunder White. Easily my favorite. Yes, it really is a. It really is cool. I haven't seen the model, but it Dino Thunder White is a cool model. It's one of my favorites as well. I really like Mystic Force. I like those uniforms, suits the best. Ask me anything. If it's appropriate, you can ask me anything. We'll do Ask Me Anything while it dries. So I think we'll do... let me see if I can find a photo of his blaster. I have issues when painting. Paint gets on hands trying to remove. So you're saying that the paint gets on your hands while you're painting? Do you use a paint holder like this or a model holder? For folks that are just starting out, if you don't have one of these model holder things, the best thing to do, honestly, is to get yourself some tack. This is just like wall putty tack or whatever that you can get from basically anywhere that sells, anything, basically. You can get them at drugstores, too. And you just take a little, pinch it off, and then you can use basically just about anything to hold the model. You can even take like a bottle of, a bottle of Nuln Oil and stick the model on top. See, here we can do this. And that'll help you paint without having to... Yeah, if you don't have a model holder, getting some tack works. I mean, they didn't have these model holders when I started painting, so I just did tack, and you can use medicine bottles, like old medicine bottles. That's what I used to use, or long corks. Like if you have, a bottle of wine with some cork, that would be my recommendation. Another thing I just noticed is the mouthpiece on the Ranger isn't. It's just blue, so it's not metal like the Space Rangers or whatever else. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty cool. The next color that we're going to use is my favorite color. Oh, man, I grabbed the wrong one. I grabbed black. We don't use black on this channel. we use German Gray. We're gonna use that for all of the black bits, which aren't a ton. I'm seeing the visor and behind the logo, and I think that might be it. I need to find a better picture. Let's see. Dino. I didn't realize that this picture was a toy, an action figure. It was a little on his morpher too. Okay, let's check it out. Let's see, pictures. Yeah, his morpher. The morpher is actually super detailed on this model. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me try and focus. Obviously, it's still a little wet, but check out that morpher. You can see like the teeth, like the dinosaur teeth and stuff. Yeah, so that'll be fun to paint up. All right, so yeah, I'm seeing that most of it's black with a little bit of silver. The morpher is. It looks like his blaster on his hip is black too. It's not blue like the. Man, it's really hard to see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so it looks like the blaster might have some black details too. We'll go ahead and take some liberties and do some black on that too. Don't lay it down. All right, so German Gray, that's the black color of choice we use. It is my my spirit color. My Power Ranger color is German Gray. Let's get some. If you're ever having problems diluting your paints, I highly recommend using airbrush thinner. This works wonders. Yeah, we've in this house we've resorted to watching streamers and stuff open Pokemon cards. It's quite I don't know if it's sad or entertaining. It's kind of infuriating when you watch other people open stuff. I don't know why I do it. I'm a pretty jealous person in like normally. So like watching other people just makes me angry. But I still do it. I don't know why. It's hard for me to be happy for other people when they're opening stuff. I can't even find anything in the store to buy. I'm painting the whole blaster black, and then I'll go back over it to do some of the details. This is mostly just so that I can see. I also don't know what color the straps are for the shield, because on the back here, I can't find a picture of the back of the shield. If anybody knows, let me know in the chat what the color of the straps for the shield are. I'm going to assume that there are no canon pictures out there of the straps. And I may just paint them this German gray color. Louie's Zord is a floating paintbrush. Volstron 8X, thanks for watching. A brush with this is his signature. Yeah, the brush would be my signature weapon, and the Zord would be a wet palette. I like that. Why a carpeted Winnebago? Okay. Let's go back here. Gold. I think we're gonna go gold next. See, and then I don't know what color his... Man, these pictures are... Oh, so the holster for the blaster is actually gold. I just need to make a... Yeah, so it looks like the holster for the blaster is gold. With the belt. Yep. Cool. Okay. So yeah, so we're gonna go with gold next while we let that German gray dry. We're going to use, this is Retributor Armor. Really good gold, especially for what we're doing. Not sure we ever see the back. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that. I mean, I looked at a bunch of pictures earlier and I didn't see any that showed the back. So I'm just going to assume that the back is blue for ease of painting purposes. And I'm going to assume that that the straps are the same color as the Morpher. Really, on the miniature, the straps are not. I mean, they're not huge. Um, and sometimes when you're painting, you just got to make some educated guesses and take some liberties and just be happy with the choices you make. Like, I know that this blue is not necessarily as dark as the Ranger is, but it's my favorite blue, and it's the blue that I enjoy painting. So it may not be 1,000% screen accurate, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty good looking. You should call us your pigments. I like that. The pigments. What's up, my pigments? Maybe I should trade painting commissions for Pokemon cards. Will paint for Pokemon. So this part of painting the model might be a little tough. So if I get quiet for a second, I'm just trying to make sure that I don't get gold where I don't want it. What's up, my piggas? What? I don't think a piga is a thing. When my son was little, he used to add Ia to the end of everything. Ooh, I like that. Our mascot shall be Pudgy Pig. He used to put Ia at the end of everything. So if he was talking about like a pig, for example, he would say Pigia. It was so funny. He would say Mamia, Dadia. For mommy and daddy. And then just one day he just stopped. It's like one day he randomly started, and then one day he randomly stopped. What is this? Alright, so those straps look like they could be... I realized I didn't finish my sentence. They could be black. Like I said, taking some liberties. Someone asked in the last stream, and someone also messaged me and asked, do I get to keep these prototype models? No, I do not. So once I'm done painting all 5 of the ones that I've been given, I will be sending them to Renegade for them to put with the other ones from the original set. So I am honored that my painting will be, part of their forever collection, if you will, their forever set, their master copies, if you will. But I don't get to keep these since they are not the final version. But hopefully by the time we finish the 5 that I have in the house, they will have designed some new ones that they can send me, and it will be an endless cycle. And we used to do this every Monday, but it looks like we got like 24 people in the stream right now, and we weren't getting those kinds of numbers when we weren't painting, unseen models before, when we were just painting stuff that people already had or people already owned. No one was tuning in. So if you want to see more painting streams, reach out to Renegade and let them know, because I'd love to come back more than once a month, but we got to get our numbers up. So let them know you're interested in more painting streams, not just the once a month. Unless you only want to see me once a month, and then in that case, then that's fine too. I'm going back and forth with my pictures here. Where did my... Looks like he's got gold around his collar, too. Move this down so this can see a little better. Having to be super careful here, so don't mind my lack of communication. I remember when we painted the black Dino Thunder Ranger. That's really cool. Looks awesome. Is Dino Thunder available for pre-order? Not yet. I think they did mention April. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they mentioned April. So soon. April is not as far away as it seems. Let's see. What else we gotta paint gold? Is there anything on the communicator that's gold? Or the morpher? I don't know why I keep calling it a communicator. It's weird to see a morpher on the wrist. Man, pictures are terrible. No, looks like it's blue, black, and silver. That's actually a really good picture right there. I'll leave that up. Most morphers are on the wrist. See, I'm old school. They're on the belt. I am old school. The Mighty Morphin, it is Retributor gold. In Mighty Morphin, the communicator is on the wrist and the morpher is on the belt. Yeah, the gold is popping really good. I like it a lot. Dino Charge has gun morphers. Interesting. Let me see your blaster, dude. I'm trying to find a picture of the blaster. Okay, too many pictures of the toys now. I want pictures from the show. Show pictures. Let me type in blaster. Okay, there we go. Now we're cooking. Alright, so it's gold on there too. There's also a lot of cell phone morphers. See, that would make sense. It's convenient. You got your phone. Boom. looking for shield pictures. Sorry. Ooh, that's a great picture. I can see the whole thing. All right, so I think we need to switch over to silver, probably. Lead Belcher. Mighty Morphin, the communicator, is on the wrist. The Morpher is on the belt. And the flute is in the dagger. Yes, it is. I don't know what I would do without you guys educating me. Alright, so what do we want to start with here? I think we start with the shield. Cassius, thanks for passing through. Wow, that was a huge mess up right there. I don't know if I mentioned it or not. I think I did. We're using Lead Belcher for the silver. It is a Citadel color. So does anybody want to take a guess in the chat as to what next month's stream is going to show? I won't confirm, but it might be fun. What you guys think next month's going to be? It's fun knowing and not no one else knowing. Sorry if this is a repeat question, but these characters aren't up for pre-order yet. Nope, they are not. Have they shown all the Ranger sculpts? They have not shown all of the Ranger sculpts for the next pre-order thing. So far, all that has been shown is the Silver Space Ranger and this guy here. And I haven't even seen all of them. I have 5 in total that I have seen, but there is more than that, and I have not seen the ones I don't have. So even some of the things that you guys are guessing, if they are, once they are confirmed, that doesn't mean that I've seen them. So this picture I'm looking at shows these triangles here on the shield as white, not silver, but everything else on it is silver. That's a little weird. I'm gonna have to confirm if that's true. I think it is, though. One of those weird Sentai design choices, like all the other ones on Louie Kaboom. Yeah. So excited for Yellow Dino Thunder. Always one of my favorites. I don't know who. I don't think anybody from Renegade is in the chat. I don't know when or if when they're gonna announce like stuff. What I'm allowed to say, I mean, I know what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say, so. Let's see here. So the belt is silver. Lots of silver bits here on the blaster, so let's go ahead and paint those up. Alright, now I need a good, nice close-up of that morpher. Let's see. Morpher. Okay. So it looks like the bottom jaw is silver. And this little part here is silver. And this top part up here is silver. And this little triangle here is silver. Outside of board games, do anything fun recently? I just finished Cowboy Bebop and started Trigun, going through some old 90s anime. Done anything fun? Well, I was in the hospital. That's not very fun. And I have to have surgery. That's not very fun. And been doing the Pokemon card collecting thing. That's pretty fun when it's not stressful. There are a lot of parts about it that are very, very stressful, but the getting to spend time with my son is the cool part, you know. Even though, and I take the stress of that so that he doesn't have to. I played a game of Marvel. This is obviously board game related, but I played a game of Marvel Champions over Zoom with some friends. That was pretty fun. We couldn't play Power Rangers because like 2 of the people that were joining us didn't have Power Rangers, so everybody kind of needs the cards in order to play. Just finished Watchmen last night, the HBO Max show. And I was not really a huge fan, to be honest. It was just okay. But I know a lot of people really like that, so that's a thing. And that's really it for me on the fun. I haven't been doing a lot of painting outside of the streams. I've got a couple projects that are kind of backed up, but it's just because I've been focusing on my health. All right. So just to confirm, his mouthpiece is not painted, right? All these pictures I'm seeing, the mouthpiece is not painted, which is different. I like it. It's different. Let's see. Sorry about your health. Thank you. Appreciate that. Marvel Champions is fun. Yep, it is. Mouth color is blue. Yeah, I've started slowly playing the Pokemon TCG on the computer. I don't really know how to build decks yet. So I've just been doing they have where you play against the computer and they give you 3 decks and they call them I don't know, championship runs or something like that. So I've been kind of focusing on doing that on my own. So that's kind of cool, I guess. It teaches me the game while I try and find cards for me and the kid to play. I'm slowly getting him to try and log in and do it too, so we'll see if he actually does. Looking at this Morpher, sorry. Blue, red. Has a red eye. I guess I gotta get some red out. Yeah, I have Tabletop Simulator. need to try and get my play group to get it too. Or at least get into it. We're going to try doing some RPGs, I think, here in the next week or so. I think until the Power Ranger RPG comes out, we're going to try one called Tiny Super, which uses a D6 system. And it's pretty simple. A lot of people want to... Can you tell us about your wet palette? I'd love to tell you about my wet palette. So this particular wet palette that I'm using right now, I got through a Kickstarter from Red Grass Games. I would, as quality of the product, it's fantastic. I've had this one for a couple years now, and it was time for me to upgrade, so I ordered through them because obviously Kickstarter's over now. You can actually order the product right from their website. So I ordered from them. I'm using Mephiston Red to do just a couple little details, like here on the blaster. This circle is red, and on the morpher, okay, cool. So yeah, so I ordered through the company the larger version. So this is the studio version. You can see the size here is like this. It took me several months getting this from overseas for the bigger version. Again, I highly recommend them as far as quality, not necessarily for getting stuff timely. And here's the size of, actually, it's really like impossible to show you. Here, I'm going to switch back to, all right, hi. So here's the size of the new one. Hope you guys can see that. That's the size of the one that I currently have. So you can see much, much bigger. One of the reasons that I decided to get the bigger one as opposed to just keeping this smaller one is because when I ordered it back in November, I was painting like 6 or 7 miniatures a week. Like I was pumping out miniatures because I was just in a really big painting mood. And I was having to change out this wet palette like constantly because eventually you just run out of room, right? So like after today, I gotta go back down to the table. So like after today, I'll probably be done with this, and I'm gonna have to, throw this out. But that's fine because I got the new palette I want to use anyway. So Red Grass Games. Long story short, I recommend them if you are brand new to painting, and you've never used a wet palette before. I recommend that you just make your own at first. Before you commit to buying one, just to make sure that you like it and you're going to use it. They're really, really simple to make. Lots of really good tutorials on YouTube on how to make your own wet palette. Actually, Terry from Renegade has one as well. A tutorial on YouTube on how to make it. And it's pretty simple to make. But it keeps the paint from drying. And it also helps you with blending colors together. Or mixing colors together to make different colors. We're going to start painting the white stuff. I'm going to use Althuan Gray for that. Because much like black, we don't use white on this channel. We use Althuan Gray. And that's just because. I'm one of those kids back during Pokemania just collected the cards because Pokemon and never actually knew how to play them. Yeah, that's what we did too back in the day. And when I say we, I mean me and my son. But the game is actually pretty fun to play. So I'm going to be making just my outlines for my diamonds first before I paint them in. I went up to my son, and I said, we need to do something together, father son, before you leave the nest and, we run out of that time for these last few years. And he said, okay, well, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I want it to be screen free because he just plays video games constantly. I'm like, so it's got to be something, we could play Call of Duty all day, but you're going to be in one room, I'm going to be in another room. We need something where we're both in the same room and we're both entertained. So, and he's just not really into board games. Like, I've tried. I'm really into board games, so I have a ton of board games. And I tried to get him excited about some board games. And it's just not his thing. So I said, well, what about a trading card game? Because it gives us we can go shopping for them together. We can open them together. We can have a joint collection together. And we can learn how to play the game together. And I was really, really hoping that the one he was going to choose was going to be Magic, because I have Magic cards coming out of my ears. And he said, how about Pokemon? And I said, okay, I like Pokemon. That's pretty cool. And I just had no idea. When I agreed to it, I had no idea. So like I said, last week, Friday, a new set came out. And we had a blast driving around and just hanging out and stuff. We didn't get a lot, but it's just how it is. I just realized that like most of me doing those diamonds was not in screen. Sorry about that. All right, so that's diamonds on one side. I'm gonna let those dry. I need a picture of his diamonds. Man, on the picture, it looks like the bottoms of the diamonds like touch via like the tips, right? So like the tips of the diamonds touch, whereas these, it's not. They're not very predominant at all. I'm wondering if I'm gonna have to like draw them myself. I'll try and give you an example. No, I'm not going to be able to do that. Maybe I can fix it in a little bit. Key here is to, the most important thing here is to finish, so. And again, this is not indicative of what you would get when you get your model. These are, you know, resin cast, and I think they use 3D printed molds. So it's probably why the diamonds are so close together. They did make a pair of Pokemon TCG Game Boy games back in the day. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Just starting Magic. Yeah, I tried, during the pandemic, I tried the Magic Arena, which is, I mean, they tried to be like Hearthstone, I think. But there's just, even in the arena thing, there's just not enough quote-unquote free stuff. Like, even with the Pokemon TCG, like, you don't really ever have to spend any money. People throw out cards and, you know, post the codes and stuff for free all the time. And they have modes where you can just use, like, you know, like the theme decks and stuff, so you don't even have to worry about deck building. And Arena is just, like, for Magic the Gathering, it's like spending the same amount of money that you would on physical cards on the digital version. Like, prices are exactly the same. And like you said, you don't get, like, the free codes with buying the physical cards like you do with Pokemon. So, like, if I go out and I buy a theme deck for Pokemon, for example, you get a code for that same deck. So I can play with that deck, the physical version and the digital version, for the same price. They do not do that with Magic. But go to Walmart tomorrow, and I bet you will find an aisle full of Magic cards, and you will find no Pokemon cards. So that is one thing Magic has going for it right now, is it's not friggin' sold out everywhere and impossible to find and get into the hobby. Diamonds are turning out pretty good. I was a little nervous, but I'm feeling better about them now that the white's going on. Very few physical Magic products come with codes for Arena. Right, exactly. Do you have a favorite hero in Marvel Champions? Well, Quicksilver just came out. And the one game that I've gotten to play since he's come out, I did not get to play as him. Somebody else did. But he does look fun. Same thing with Doctor Strange. Looks fun. But I've not gotten to play as him. So to answer your question, no, I don't really have a favorite. The last two games that I've played, first of all, we didn't do very well. We got our butts really, really kicked hardcore. Like it was fun, but they were brutal games. The first game I played, as, who did I play as the first game? Hawkeye. I think I played as Hawkeye the first game. And he was meh. I mean, he was okay. I feel like I did more with him than I did with the second person I played as, which was Captain America. And him, I was not super, thrilled with. And then prior to recently, I hadn't played the game since before the pandemic. And I think then, if I'm remembering correctly, from the core set, my favorite is She-Hulk. She-Hulk with aggression. Yeah, I think the next time that we play, which I don't know when that's going to be because, like I said, we're switching over to an RPG. I think the next time that we play, I'm probably going to play as Spider-Woman. I want to try her out. She looks fun just because of the dual aspect or whatever they're called. Yeah, I'm not really into the deck building yet. I'm just using starter decks for now. Oh. I was like, I know I'm missing something. Yeah, the diamonds on his arms, guy. Alright, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Man, look how cool that shield looks. That's awesome. Yeah, the neck is has the white seal. And yeah, I have to do the diamonds on the arm and the shoulders. cool. There's 2 spots of blue I need to fix going on. Alright, I need to readjust. What was your favorite Power Ranger figure to paint and your hardest? My favorite to paint has to be Bulk and Skull. They were just so much fun to paint. Sorry, I'm looking at them over there on the shelf. Hardest to paint, maybe Rita Repulsa. Maybe King Mondo. Probably King Mondo was probably the hardest to paint. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I wouldn't say any of them were really, like, overly difficult. But, man, Bulk and Skull was so much fun to paint. I wish I had another set so I could paint them again on stream. Because I painted those before I became a streamer. So I did that, like... I haven't painted Goldar. So he probably is the hardest, but I haven't painted him yet. So, like, my small Goldar is primed. I just haven't gotten around to painting him yet. And my Mega Goldar is not even primed. I mean, if we're talking, like, all that stuff, then the Megazord was the hardest, for sure. Mostly because it took days to paint. And if it wasn't for Bulk and Skull, I would say that it was my favorite to paint as well. The Megazord was the very first thing I painted. Game came out, I got everything in. The very first thing I painted was the Megazord. I figured I'm going to go ahead and, just knock out the biggest, hardest thing to paint right off the bat. And that's what I did. And again, I wasn't a streamer, or that would have been really great to stream the Megazord. Just because so many different colors, multiple days to get it done. Not gonna lie, when I paint Goldar, I'm probably gonna cheat. And I'm probably gonna go to the store and get a can of GW Retributor Armor Spray and just prime him gold and then go work from there. It's like $25 US dollars a can for the gold. It's the most expensive spray that GW makes, but I think in this case it would be worth it. I didn't get the Megazord, but I got the already painted Megazord, of course, not near it. Yes. The already painted Megazord was not an option when I bought into the game, obviously. Man, these diamonds on this arm in particular are very difficult, so bear with me. Sorry, so on this particular sculpt, again, I don't think it's the sculpt. I think it's the cast. The diamonds are not prominent, so I'm basically having to draw them, and I am not an artist, so, and I'm trying to get them to be like as sharp, you know, as I can. And that's why I'm not really saying anything, is because I'm like holding my breath, trying to make these things have points. Renegade is known for having really sharp details, so this will not be an issue when the final models are out. But this particular guy, on this sleeve, for example. Alright, I'm going to need to let that white dry. Who were you looking forward to painting the most before you painted it? Alpha. All of my answers are going to be Mighty Morphin related because I'm mostly a Mighty Morphin fan, above all else. So everything was Mighty Morphin. I was just so excited. And that's why almost all of my Mighty Morphin stuff is painted. And nothing else is. That's not true. I've got all the stuff that we've painted on stream. But prior to streaming for Renegade, the only thing that I had painted was Mighty Morphin stuff. The only thing that I think that I painted that was not Mighty Morphin was Drakon, and I would still consider him Mighty Morphin. Alright, let me draw these diamonds on before I paint. That might have been my mistake before. Honestly, I need to go over to the cabinet and see what I've even painted. I don't even recall necessarily what all I've painted. I think I've painted almost all of the Mighty Morphin stuff, except Goldar. I think that might be it. I've definitely painted all the Rangers. Oh, you know what I haven't painted? I haven't painted Evil Tommy. Or Evil Green Ranger. I think I've painted all the putties. Alright. How am I going to get in there? The shield's in the way. Yeah, Alpha was a blast to paint. Another model I had wished that I had... I mean, if I'm being honest, I wish I had saved all of them for Renegade streams. I just didn't know at the time I was going to be streaming for Renegade, but... There's a bunch of models that I wish that I would have been able to have streamed painting, just because I had so much fun painting them. And honestly, like, if you were to ask me, like, what's the one thing that you wish you could do that you can't do? I wish that, like, with my painting streams, I wish that I could, like, make them a little less instructional and a little more, like, I don't know, me just, like, going for it. Trying new techniques. You know, on here I try and keep everything instructional so that I can recreate things I know what I'm talking about. Because I'm not like a pro painter or anything. I'm just trying to... Scorpina. No, I have not painted Scorpina. So that's another one. Goldar, Scorpina, Evil Tommy. And the only reason I haven't painted Evil Tommy is because I've already painted Tommy twice. Tommy Green Ranger twice. So that would be 3 times. But I've done everybody else, I think. Pumpkin Wrapper and Bones and Pudgy and all the Rangers, Alpha, Rita, Zed. Rito. I hope this looks as good on camera as it does in person. I just got to figure out how to make these diamonds a little less poofy. That's all the base colors. I'm not missing anything from what I'm looking at on the computer. I got the Morpher. Let me zoom in on that Morpher because that thing is sweet. Yeah, I could definitely do a Scorpina stream. Of course, I still have most of the Machine Empire box still to paint, too. So look at how detailed the morpher is, though. That you can get those different colors on there. It's really cool. I'm noticing something else. It looks like these little pads on the hands are supposed to be white. So let me go ahead and paint those. It's a really, really tiny detail. Oh, only one pad is showing. I was like, oh, let me get the other one, but on the back of the thing, his wrist is up against it. I just love how that shield looks. It's so cool. Let's see. What can I do? Yeah, this sheet on this palette has had it. It is like curling up on me, and that just means that it's dry. A wet palette that's dry. So right now what I'm doing is trying to just sharpen these diamonds to make them look a little less poofy. These are just liberties I'm taking. This is not this is not a pro thing I'm doing here. This is not, I'm literally just giving it a try to see if I can make these diamonds less poofy than the way they look. And the reason that I say that just don't judge it too hard what I'm doing, because if it doesn't work and it looks worse than it did before, then I'm deeply, deeply sorry for that. How are you planning on painting the base? We only have about 10 minutes left, so I'll probably just do the typical thing I do, you know, black on top, blue on the side. Because I really just want to give these diamonds some extra definition to look cool. Yeah, I think remind me in the chat, but I think that the the black dino ranger guy, aren't his diamonds like outlined with gold or something like that, which makes it it makes the diamonds look a lot sharper than these do because they're just white with no outline. I should know this because we literally painted him on stream together, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Yes, they're outlined with gold. That's what I thought. All right. The diamonds don't look as poofy to me. Hopefully that kind of shows on the video. All right. That's it. So they're gold with a black outline. I knew that there was something that distinguished them. Yeah, if I had more time, I might go through and do more highlighting on those diamonds to make them look even sharper than they already are, but alas, time is not my friend today. It never is. Time always goes by way too fast when we're hanging out on these Mondays. This is just plain old black. Not German gray, black. Literally the only time I ever bust out the black is for bases. Really, no matter what game I'm painting. You can look at like my Instagram or my Facebook and see the pictures of the other models that I've painted for other games. And you will never ever see the color black on a model that's unless it's just like on the base. Yeah, I can't wait to get this set either. And knowing me and knowing how lazy I am, I won't paint my own set. I'll be like, oh, I've already painted that Ranger on the stream, so mine will probably go unpainted. Because I'll just never be 100% painted with my Power Ranger game. I've just come to terms with that. All right. And that is all she wrote. There is the finished blue Dino Thunder Ranger. I'm going to let it dry. And as always, I thank Renegade for having me on the stream. Nowhere else I would rather be on this fine Monday than with you people. You, my pigments. I like that. My pigmented people. You are all my pigments. If you want to see more from me, you can find all of my content over on YouTube at youtube.com/circleofnerds. Go over there, give me a subscribe. Really helps us out a lot. I also work for Pokemon cards if you want to do it that way too. So yeah, circleofnerds.com. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/circleofnerds, youtube.com/circleofnerds. We're also on social media everywhere. I will be back on hold on. Let me get the date for you guys. Why can I not get my calendar to open? There it is. The 29th, 29 March. We will be right back here, and I will be painting another. Is it the 30th? Is it? No, it's the 29th. 29th of March. I will be here painting something else that I'm not going to tell you. But it'll be good. Promise. If you like this one, then you'll like that one. I promise. So anyway, take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Take care of others. Make sure that you stay safe. Enjoy the remainder of your week. And remember to play your games. And I'll see you guys next time on the stream. Bye.